Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another UU video. This time we can talk about everything that happened before week 6 of UUPL the 10th. But before we get into that, I can introduce who I have here with me. We have Adam, who's in his car yet again. Yep. We have LNumbers.
Hello.
We got Pack.
What's up?
And we got Sage.
Hello.
Alright, so we could look at the sheet for a second here. I know it's a little messed up. Hopefully it gets fixed soon. But I believe the team in first right now is the Friends, obviously with 9 points. So they're pretty much a lock for the playoffs, right?
They are a lock,
Yeah.
I think.
I believe the Sisters are next up at 7 points. So they're pretty much a lock as well. They're doing really well.
Not quite. They can still lose out and miss.
Yeah, we could
Yeah.
technically miss, but it'd be pretty hard too. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Fingers crossed.
It would require a lock for sure. I think the Smashers are right behind you then, right? With 6? I'm assuming this is
6
right.
points.
Yeah, and I believe we have 5, and then everybody else should be just fine. So yeah, things can still happen. I think the Stars and Idols are still in contention, right? At 4 points. I think they have to win out, so it's going to be an interesting next few weeks.
Actually, I was looking at the sheet early, and it was just like, what happened? Like, the TDK Jerk team is at like number 7 right now with like no win. This isn't UUPL
Yeah.
anymore. And the Friends qualifying for
Something new.
playoffs. What the fuck?
Yeah.
The first time win doesn't manage. That has to be a sign.
Hey, you should keep managing.
Team is kind of falling apart.
Oh shit.
This isn't
We got TSR
UUPL
too.
anymore. This is different. This is different. This is not UUPL.
For sure. Yeah, we're in 2022. Anything can happen.
The future is now, old man. Directed at TDK, of course.
Alright, as for our prediction rate so far, we've been slipping these last few weeks. I mean, we started off at what, 75 or something crazy? But it's been leveling out to 50. But
57.
Yeah,
We gotta change it up now.
we gotta be
We
better.
suck.
We gotta be better.
We gotta go for the underdogs. I'm telling you.
Too many great minds
Bush
in this
tush.
call. Bush
As
tush?
long as we beat the 8, we should be okay.
Facts. Alright, let's get it started
Oh,
then.
so we haven't actually started any predictions. That's cool.
Oh no, yeah, you joined just in time.
Yeah, Lily and
Just
I
in time.
were neck deep in some ADVPU tournament.
Oh yeah, did you guys reset the... You guys reset the 3-way tie, right?
Or like 80.
Yeah, we're in finals. There's a round robin, and then we reset ones, and then Lily got a little lucky in both of the reset sets.
Ah.
Oh,
It's an
surprise,
ADVPU
surprise.
tournament? What?
Wait, aren't you supposed to yell at
Yeah.
EVP tournament or no?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're supposed to yell it.
Do it for the people.
Alright,
I can't yell. I'm too embarrassed.
it's okay.
I'm like too self-aware to like just scream ADVPU tournament.
It's okay.
I guess you're not a real fan then. It happens.
Yeah, right?
I'm not. I'm
It's
sorry.
spelled
He
in
didn't
caps for a
care. He
reason.
didn't care. He didn't care. If he cared, he would have won.
Alright, well, we could talk about his team though. So we got the Stars versus the Commanders, and this is a must-win week for the Stars. So good luck to them
Well, every week is.
every week. Yeah. Hey, we're in the same boat too.
Stars versus Commanders really gonna decide who still has a shot and who doesn't. Oh wait, no, never mind. It's not
It's gonna be
What's the name of the Church team again? The Monsters. Sorry,
Monsters, yeah.
I thought the Stars were the Monsters for a sec, but no.
Yeah, so as you can see, we kept Ojama unleashed.
Snowy, yeah. He picked
Good
up a win against IP.
Kingpin boost.
Yep.
He kind of. I swear there was some point where I told him just to hard Zydog on Nihilego against HO because it's always gonna meteor beam me.
hmm
But I think he still could have won as long as Milotic was. Milotic existed to get a hit off on the. What am I trying to say?
Me? Or what do you mean?
Yeah, the Nihilego, and then Skarmory also had Sturdy with Body Press. So.
hmm Yeah, it was a decent matchup. I think IP can get hazards early, and then he missed like a meteor beam.
Yeah,
and
that
some,
play.
yeah.
That play where he stayed in on Hatterene with Hatterene on the spike was just. That's snow.
Crackhead play, but it worked.
He's a powerful player.
That's Ojama right there, so.
He's playing Zhuzheng this week, who's off to like a 2-2 start, so treading water pretty nicely. Like he's hanging in there. He's proving he belongs. I think an even record is like a good enough like showing for someone like newer like him.
For your
Yeah, it is. It is.
first
Yeah.
UPL.
Yeah, first UUPL, I think. Yeah, pretty good. Who'd you guys take here? I think Zujing's probably been more involved with UU, but Snowy just picked up a big win last week. I think he's 1-0, right? That was his first
Yeah.
Yeah,
First
this is his first game.
game, yeah. I don't know.
Unleashing.
Who do we
I don't know
take
why I
here?
was
It's
thinking
pretty
about
even.
that, so-
Favorite Sushing here, but like he's been my player in UUSD, so I'm a bit biased. I think like he's decent enough and good to like beat him. He's also been like active in the meta. I also
Yes,
think like
yeah.
IP could have won without that meteor beam miss. Like the game wasn't like would have like gone differently. There was like also this like one turn where he like flip turned on like the SDA slash instead of just like scalding.
Yeah.
That I found a bit weird, but like yeah, I think like both are good.
Mm.
But, yeah, I'm a very mind USD player.
Fun fact, Snowy is Australian, and obviously Zujing is Chinese, so this game is going to happen at a very unholy time.
Oh my god, this is gonna be
At,
amazing.
at least scheduling won't be an issue
Scheduling
between them.
mess.
Yeah.
I
I'm
guess you're
telling
doing
you,
the main
like,
advantage
my,
then, because the main reason you buy Australians is just so they have the scheduling advantage. But if
Exactly.
you're playing a Chinese player, then you just lose it.
Where's the
I
advantage?
feel like we have to go Zujing.
yeah,
based
because
off of
like
that?
whoever wins the scheduling mind games is like one step ahead. Remember this.
Yeah, I think Zujing's got it. As much as I like Snowy, I think Zujing's just played more UU, so it's easier to bold him here.
Might be helpful with the shifts coming in to be like a more active like mind in the meta as well, especially this week when people are still trying to figure out how to fit Scissor and stuff on their teams.
For sure. Yeah, I agree with that a lot.
Because everything I do in this tier certainly doesn't work, so.
You're
Guys, I'm telling you, it's the
Stop that
scheduling
shit.
mind games here. It's the scheduling mind games.
all right.
Whoever wins these.
It's gonna come down to that. Yep. All right, we got
It is,
Armada, who's getting his first shot. Really excited to see what he can
Armada
do.
is a cool name. Gotta
Actually,
say.
It is.
tryouts.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot because we were actually doing tryouts before this thing, and he proved that he knows how to like think ahead when he's playing, which is something I really value.
It's a good sign. And he's been like decently active here and there in the UU court, so I assume he's like up to date on the trends and such.
Out a little bit.
As for Wu Ying, he's pretty much in a similar boat to Zujing, right? They're both 2-2. They're both like seasoned UU players. I think there's less of a reason to not bold Wu Ying here, because earlier like we were considering because Snowy's like a good proven player in the past, right? But Armada is like a newer commodity. I can't say I've like seen him play anything.
I haven't
don't
seen him
think
play
I
a
do.
single game, so I have no opinion, unfortunately.
He's also had a pretty tough run so far. He's had Umbri and
Oh, Wu Ying,
I
yeah.
don't remember anyone else, but yeah.
He's-
So
so-
you got it right here.
Everyone
K
else.
Steve,
And
TJ,
on
Highway Zudon. Yeah, that is pretty tough. Yeah, pretty similar to the one above. I guess we could bold them and move on. Last up in SS, we've got Fake versus Askov. I think Askov had a short stint in black-white, but he's back in SS now, which is good to see. And to my
Black-white
knowledge,
funny.
Fake has been playing well, hasn't he? Yeah, 1-1.
Yeah.
I've watched some of
Our
his
opponent
games. He's
just,
been playing
like,
well.
Didn't he lose his one game off of like a last turn crit or something?
He
yeah,
did.
Last
yeah.
turn I started crit week 1, and then
Like
our
Exposo?
opponent
You
had
mean?
a
Also
losing
game.
streak.
That's that game, yeah. Same one.
Every choke possible happened last week, but
Mm.
yeah.
I think Askov is undefeated in SS over his first 2 weeks, like weeks 1 and 2. He
Yeah.
played Cam and Mimi, and he went 2-0. So, and I mean,
He
he's like
got
a
pretty
SCL
lucky,
caliber player, etc. So, he did get
Yeah.
blessed in those 2
Yeah.
games. You're right. I do remember that.
He just dodged. He had to dodge Hurricane against Moltres.
hmm I do remember that.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, true. Yeah, that was like this one game.
the Scrafty that Cam tried to trap Whirlpool, but he missed Whirlpool, so it didn't work.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sheesh.
Pain 12.
So I guess a little
Man.
shaky duo than some, but I think you still stick with Askov here probably.
I think so.
Yeah, he's proven a lot in the past, for sure. I think that's
Group they
like
were from.
that's definitely the X factor here, just his experience. Because Fake's like I would say as good of a player as he is, but I value the experience a lot for sure. Wow, have we ever
Next
predicted the
line of
Commanders to go up
change.
3-0? I don't think this has ever happened. First time for everything. All right, SM. We've got Cora versus ESM, who's out of best of 3 now, and into SM.
Yeah.
SM
It's
is
like
definitely
just you, Coruscant. Bring up Blissey. Bring up fucking Blissey, you'll win. I promise you this much.
Versus
Right.
who? ESM.
Yeah, just bring up fucking Blissey. Like, he's gonna be the same team that he always does.
I'll keep
That's
That's what I was gonna say. It's like he has a very set like group of mons he likes, and he's not building a single new team this tournament. So I mean, they're out. I don't think he's gonna switch that up now.
Definitely not.
So if the Stars really prep, I don't think they're gonna flood this one too much.
To go off of your Blissey lead, wasn't Cora like one of few who was notorious for using that Serene Grace Blissey set?
Yes.
So, do we pulled him off
Actually,
of that?
I think Cora uses the natural cure version. I don't think he goes full
Okay.
like Charm Flash does, but he still uses like the Bolt Beam coverage and stuff.
I see.
So his
So
Blissey
I
can
kind
be
of like having natural cure still, because a Blissey that gets owned by Toxic is not very fun.
I agree with that.
Not
Yeah.
at all.
That's
Never
one
liked that
wall
part
by
of it.
Rotom HQ.
Oh yeah, yeah. Unironically, well by Rotom, you're right. They're both 2 and 3, but I don't know. I'm tempted to bold Cora here.
I
What do you
kind of
guys
like
think?
Cora. Well,
Yeah, we can give him the bold.
I don't-
I'm a
I
Cora
don't
fan.
think ESM has been playing insanely well this tournament, but
No.
that's mostly best of 3.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a good point. Because although he is 2
I
and
honestly
3,
couldn't
some of
really
his wins were
expect
like
him to play well in Oras because he's never touched it.
Yeah.
So
No, you're right. He's definitely seemed shaky and like bailed a few
Yeah.
games.
and from knowing him personally, he's definitely the kind of player that like likes to just have a bunch of wacky fun stuff on his team, and that's a lot better in best of 1s than a best of 3 slot.
Mhm.
Honestly, like I think Core has this on lock as long as he doesn't use Stone Edge.
Oh my god. Well, Cora, there you have it. Use Blissey, don't use Stone Edge, and
don't use
You know what?
Aerodactyl. You're good.
yeah,
I'm
according to us, you're good.
Check our SM team to make sure it doesn't have Stone Edge.
There we go.
Yeah. No,
You're gonna be fine.
Oras, this one's pretty interesting. We got Killing Time versus Scale Skill. Or Scale Double. Apologies.
Kill double.
Scale Double.
Double. Go times 2.
Are they both 2 and 3? If I'm not mistaken. No,
Killing
Killing Time's
Time's
3 and 2.
better than that.
He's 3 and 2.
Yeah, 3 and 2. And
Kill
Scale is also 3 and 2.
absolute dog shit last week and just dominated with it. That was awesome.
Oh, we had a different team planned out, but then he just wanted to use that team once, so he brought it.
Classic
The Gator.
Killing Time Cresselia. It doesn't matter the tier, he'll always
It does
find a way to
not.
bring that mon.
That's a signature mon for sure.
Yeah, he just beat Scary O because easily is breathing.
Hmm.
But yeah, he all week he was like, "Yo, Gary's gonna throw me in a ditch," but then like, I don't know, man.
Honestly, I think Scale is pretty decent. Like, since he got drafted in, what was it, Snake? The tournament right before this one?
Yeah.
He's been
He has a
decent all
lot more
around.
support in Snake.
A
Though.
lot more
Like,
support, yeah.
No one on the Commanders really knows what they're doing in Oras, other
I
than
think Killing
him.
Time's been bringing better teams overall, and some of Scale's wins have been pretty lucky.
Took the words
No
right out of my
comment.
mouth, yeah. Pack said no comment.
No comment.
No comment? Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing more resounding support for Killing Time. I think he's the better Oras player for sure. And the builder as well. And he has support through like TSR, Ash, etc. So, yeah, I'd give the edge to him. Oh, I'm excited for this one because Punny hasn't played Black-White in a while.
Low
But-
punny kicks on Smogon.com black into black and white here.
Yeah. He was pretty good at Black-White when he was playing it in
Yeah.
UUPLs in the past.
Yeah, he enjoyed using like Pharaoh Seed and Ditto and all that weird shit.
But
Made him hard to prep for.
he's up versus absolute unit in Liam though. Let's look at the records. I think Liam is 4-1. I think he's been killing it. Yeah, 4-1.
Mhm.
And Punny's having a bit of a rough tour. Though I think he was playing SS the whole time, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
2 and 3 in SS. But phenomenal Black-White player in the past. I don't know. I feel like edged Liam slightly because they played, I believe, in UPL finals of last year. It was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah. They like their teams were both like monsters, whereas the team at PCBU was on whatever
Monsters,
their name was.
Vets. Yeah.
Vets.
I think Liam ended up winning that one. So I'm tempted to give him the bowl just because of how that last game went.
Liam's a tank, dude.
Yeah, they're both phenomenal players and builders, but I think just because of how the last game went, I'm tempted to bowl Liam.
So I won't actually make a prediction. But yeah.
Yeah, we can go with him. This next one's pretty fun too. We got Raichi versus Aldo. Raichi is 3-2, so having a pretty good tournament, and Aldo is 2-3.
If we didn't get defense dropped week 1, then it would be 4-1. I mean,
Hey, man,
nobody's beating Pearl in this tournament. So.
What was that, Adam?
You're in the kitchen, dude.
Alright, I think
I can't hear anything Adam say.
I'm inputting the audio feed into my translator. It's spitting something out. Just give it a sec. But I think Raichi had to play Pearl last week, which is and then nobody wants to. Are you okay, Clark?
I just saw. We'll get to it later. I just looked down and I just saw something. I was just like, oh no.
Yeah. I know what you saw. We'll get to that. But yeah, I think Raichi played Pearl last week. Tough matchup for sure. I think Aldo played his heart out against Void. Was it
Also had his best game of the tournament last week.
Best game of the tournament for sure.
Very, very strong showing that week. But I think Raichi should be favored here for overall consistency.
Definitely that, and he has the better DVP support in his corner via like TSR, Ash, of course. So yeah, I agree with you. ADV, we've got Plaz versus AHD. I think AHD has been having a good tournament, right? Yeah, 3-2, and Plaz is also 3-2. Yeah, both are holding their own. I guess it comes down to who you rate higher in ADV. Like Plaz has had more experience for sure, but AHD is like no slouch himself. Like, he's been playing well enough in his games. I don't know. Sage, what do you think? Who gives you the better vibe?
I mean, I'm biased because I've teamed with Plaz before in Snake Draft and in UUPL, I think. So I've got the Plaz buff on my side. But AHD has been better than I expected him to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Plaz's team builder will probably help him out the most here. So I would say Plaz, but I'm open to counter arguments.
I think you can go either way, honestly. Like, AHD is definitely better than I thought he would. Like, I think he's had much experience in ADV going into this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, he's done well, and I don't think he got... Or, I guess him and Shiba both got kind of lucky both ways. But I know Plaz got kind of lucky versus whoever the monster sub was. So maybe, like, current form... Yeah, maybe, like, current form could do, like, a slight bolt for AHD, but I don't know.
We had a slight misplay setting the Grand Boulder Explosion, because that kind of just won. But,
yeah, the Scyther speed tie was definitely big in that game, like you said.
Yeah, that basically decided the game.
I didn't watch super closely. That's just what I heard, I think, or something.
Yeah. Yeah, we could take Plaz here and slightly more support for him.
Okay.
And the experience is valuable too, so
biased.
I get it.
I'll try to say this from a non-biased perspective, but I think Plaz's wins have been more convincing.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. I think that's a fair statement.
You got to take that with a grain of salt.
No, I think what you're saying is right, just objectively, so I agree with that. Onto GSC, we've got Torchic versus Mr. Numbers. And Torchic is 1-4, albeit a little unlucky in some of his games.
He's been playing well every week. That's why I keep him in. He's.
Mm-hmm. He has.
One can only say a little apart so many times in the tier known as GSC. Implied in every spot.
That is a fair point. That is a fair point. It's bound to happen in GSC, yeah. Mr. Numbers was in Black-White to start the tournament, but his last 2 weeks have been in GSC, so he won against Jisu 1 week, and he lost against Ender last week.
And he did get quote-unquote unlucky in that game, too. GSG moment.
Yeah. I don't know. Tough to call it here, but I think, all right, past UPLs, right? Mr. 378's been a unit. I'm pretty sure I've said that in past videos. And he's been lucky, here and there, but the record speaks for itself over 2 UPLs. So I think that consistency versus someone like Torchic, who hasn't visibly had a lot of GSC like playtime in like recent tournaments. I don't know. I guess just because of that, I'm tempted to bold Mr. 378 here. What do you think?
I think skill-wise, 378's a stronger player in GSC with both like UU and OU experience, and Ubers even, but I think his builds are a little exploitable if Torchic tries to find a way around them, and it depends. I think if 378 leaves his comfort zone a little bit, he can probably use his playing skill in a way that like won't leave him in a disadvantage in the builder and probably take the win. So I'd still lean him, but I think Torchic has the potential to upset here for sure.
Yeah, I think I slightly lean him too, but you're right about the building part for sure. Like if you look at his teams, or GSC,
they're very similar to each other. He has kind of a pool of 10 mons that he flips around between. Like he's a big Scyther fan, if I remember correctly, and he sticks to like the same couple water types. So
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. I will admit, Torchic's been like a little awkward to work with because he like gets an idea for a team and then he just really wants to stick to it. Like obviously last week, I really don't think that was like a good team pick in our GSC slot. But yeah, he's been playing his ass off, and like I can't like get mad because he hasn't made any mistakes in game. I just think our GSC team picks have been slightly off every week, except for the week we won, of course.
It's funny how that works.
There's still a few weeks left, so you guys turn it around for sure.
So we're gonna try it. Yeah, we're gonna try it.
To wrap it up, we got PDT versus what is this? What am I looking at here? Clark, is this what you were gasping over earlier?
Yes.
Oh, no, I was actually looking at something else.
Oh,
we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. But I like LLH a lot.
I see LLH and I'm happy. Just didn't expect to see him in BO3.
I would imagine that, like,
making this man play Sword and Shield underused. You're signed up for some good old Auras and SM.
I would imagine that LLH is like reverse priority list.
Black and white, so he will be fine.
I'd imagine LLH's like list of fears is like playing black white first, and then I'd imagine best of 3 isn't too far behind that. So, and I don't know, PDT's been popping off, so kind of hard to bold against him here, right? He's 4-1.
Yeah, PDT went crazy last week. You know, he actually
He did.
The night before his game, he was like, when people bring cheese against me, it empowers me because it makes me know that they don't think that they could have won against me in an even matchup. And then Star brought Rain, and then that weird Chestnut HO and SM, PDT demolished him.
I love that mentality.
The thing is that when I bring cheese, bring good cheese. Bringing it is literal horse shit, and bringing it is asking to lose to one of 50 Pokemon.
Yeah, it's not exactly great. I agree with you.
I think it'll be better now with Hippowdon. Well, not because of Hippowdon, but just because of mostly Sizzle.
Okay, double weather offense, baby.
Oh my god, SS is turning into Black White OU. Just a little bit at a time. All right, 6-4 for the Stars. So yeah, I hope you guys get it done. You guys need to win, so
we do.
Best of luck to you guys. All right, next up we've got the Sisters versus the Monsters. I think one of their games happened
That's true.
already.
Yeah, the Black one.
Gamma played Spleforce and got away with the win, but yeah, let's get on with the rest of them. So SS, we've got Highways versus Jezza. And let's see how both of them doing.
I think it's not much to talk about. I think Jezza has been playing pretty bad in all of his games, to be blunt, and I don't see him favored against most people in this pool. Highway should make good work of this game.
Yeah, he's a newer player to be sure, so there's definitely
matchups every week. But then even then, he doesn't really play well with them. Like last week, he just completely threw like 3 times.
I think that sums up like a lot of newer players, right? Where like they might be more confident in their building, but when it comes to actually playing, especially in a tournament like this one where you might be playing like more experienced players week in and week out, it's definitely a common theme here with newer players. I think Jezza falls right into that.
I do want to remind the viewers, though, that Highways did saw Freeze Die, and he did regret using that pick, as he did get 6-0'd by it.
His channel is still named He Regret Using Stall.
Yes.
That's great. I think I do want to bold Highways here. He's looked stronger in his games, better player, etc.
Play's been a lot better.
All right. Next up, we got Bea versus Mitsuyo.
I don't know how to say that.
I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that.
Michio,
I don't
like,
know.
Michio?
Sound. I don't know.
Yeah, you're probably right.
What about French
Michu?
24?
French
Michu.
24.
That's how I would say it, Michu. But, like, I don't know.
Michu played pretty well in ADV when he subbed in for Arc last week. It impressed me a lot, especially for someone who's like
French. She's French.
French.
Michu.
oh
Kendrick
Mickey.
Stevens is telling us how to.
Mickey. Okay.
Hey,
Mickey.
Stevens saving the day once again.
Thank you. Yeah, so Mickey played pretty well when he was subbed into ADV last week, and that stood out to me as really impressive. As for SS, I think he's just been out of the rotation, right?
Here, he's been like
Yeah,
supporting everyone.
supporting
Behind-
K-Steve,
giving
Jezza.
him-
Yeah.
giving him like just a ton of test games, even like the old gens too.
Mm-hmm. He's up versus the absolute unit in Bea, though. I don't know if we could bold against Bea.
The French SS is kind of unstoppable.
Yeah, I think it's up to whichever build
I
they bring, honestly.
I do have some personal bias for Bea because he's a fucking tank.
He is, for sure. Yeah, I think this game could be decided, honestly, based on what Mikyu brings. Because a good team choice, and he's a solid enough player. Like, I saw that last week. It could definitely swing the matchup in his favor. But until I see that happen, I'm going to have to go with Bea.
Yeah.
And last up to round out SS, we've got our very own Sage versus K-Steve. Which should be a pretty fire matchup. I think they're both 4-1.
I like it.
Right?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, 4-1.
Which
So
one of these players threw me in the ditch harder?
Oh my god.
Wait, Sage, have you played a French guy every week
That's
aside from
something
TSR?
I had one fight. I played fuck, was it? Oh wait, it was TSR, and then everybody else has been French.
okay.
I mean, that sounds like SS in a nutshell. So.
Yeah, the whole French community showed up for
French
UUPL.
everywhere. French people everywhere.
Clark, what do you think about this
Alice
matchup?
in shambles.
Clark, who would you take here? Or TSR? I think you two are more well versed in SS compared to me.
This is hard, but like, I love K-Steve. Like, my dude, I'm so happy that he's like finally like doing like so well. Like, he's been like good last year as like when I've teamed with him, and I'm finally happy like he's getting the results. The Chief, I still want to like take Sage now just because like I've seen her play and she can play like everything. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I feel like from like the tier level, I feel like K-Steve is more involved in the tier. And I've also been playing pretty good in this tournament. But I feel like as a player, they just better. And she's also been like involved in the story. I feel like she's been playing Yu-Yu. I've seen her like playing Yu-Yu a lot lately. Maybe it was also just that I've been on S-Turfs when she played. I don't know. But yeah. Either way, I could see this go either way, so I'm fine with either one.
I might lean a little bit to Steve here, just because from what I've seen, I don't know how true you consider this yourself, Sage, but you have like a more defined formula with building, and like obviously it doesn't have like the same mons every time, but K-Steve's just been bringing some like very different teams every week.
I agree with that somewhat.
Yeah.
I think apart from that, all I will say is since Sage is in the call, we'll throw in a little call bias, even things up.
What about the Kendrick bias?
Call bias and Kendrick bias. Here we go. Thank you.
So
Where would I be without you?
Oh,
Call bias.
yeah,
Come on.
call bias.
No,
And,
we can't
and-
support anyone in this call.
Exactly.
Can do
True,
that.
true. We never support anyone this call. Why? Wait, why didn't we even bold you? Like we bolded you like 3 times. Or so.
Me? Yeah, I don't know what you guys are on. You guys are ignoring the rules here. But yeah, close one
Dude,
for
like,
sure. In all seriousness.
I don't want like our prediction rate to be like even worse. So not doing that.
You're right. Okay.
Also, right now that's the what the fuck. An Indigo Platoon SM.
Oh,
like,
that.
has SPL
Oh,
back
okay.
to not been enough? Why?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. TSR, Clark, you guys fine with bold and K-Steve, or do you have any
Wait,
last
we
arguments to throw
haven't
in
been
for
bold and
Sage's
K-Steve?
favor?
Need
What?
the slightest of edges, but then there's also new meta, and Scissor's gonna be.
It is new meta, yeah.
True,
It's
true,
true.
yeah.
It's actually completely different too from what I've been hearing, right? Like buildings just completely revamped from what I've been hearing.
It's even worse.
Oh shoot, that's not a good sign.
Like, it's like
Okay.
Vamp, like took like a old building that was falling apart and then just hit it with all the like a wrecking ball.
The bullet punch.
Demolish
With a
it.
bullet punch,
PDT
yeah.
for SMPL right now, by the way.
Who?
Who's playing for
I mean,
SMPL?
Rob
Oh,
versus
Rob PDT.
PDT for some new PL. I don't know, like we can open it. I'm down.
That's my SMPL team.
Good luck to both of them. I like both a lot. Let's talk about this SM though. The one that had Clark so shocked. You got Avarice versus IP. And
Yeah.
I think it's gonna come down a lot. Like, yeah. I think it's gonna come down a lot.
Adam, no one is understanding you.
let Pac talk. Let Pac talk.
Okay, so I'm not sure how motivated IP is at this point, just because the team performance, and he's had like a rough go in SS.
Mhm.
But if he does like apply himself, I'd probably default to him. But Avarice is, I mean, like he always is like building something fresh with like a new tech. So if IP just like bring whatever standard stuff, I probably would like favor Avarice. But I'm not sure like where his motivation's at.
Yeah, I feel similarly, especially with like the past form that we've seen from him in this tournament at least. Whereas Avarice is like off to a strong start by comparison, since he's like 3-2, and he's been playing SM the whole time. Whereas IP hasn't played SM in a while. He's been involved with
It's been a
building.
long time. I don't know
Basically
when
since
he's gonna pass on
2019.
it.
Yeah,
I guess like whatever the last snake was.
I mean, look, helping with building and playing are like two completely different things. Like someone who used to build like ORAS and SM when it was current gen completely forgot about Unnerve Arrow last week. So it's
Yeah.
it's a thing. Yeah, things can happen if you're out of the loop for too long. I think I'm a huge IP fan, but I think we got a bold Avarice
I
here.
should have just kept them in SS, honestly. Come on.
I mean, their current formula wasn't working, so I don't blame them for switching something up.
I don't blame them either, but like, come
A few
on,
few
dude,
swaps
I-
actually. So yeah, we'll get to that.
Oh my god, this next game. Holy
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah, this next one's dangerous.
Yeah, but this-
I know
right,
that.
Just for
This
the
next
numbers
one's
out there,
dangerous.
this game happened in 2018. It was Garea's first UPL. It was before he like became like one of the better ORSers, quote unquote. But Dingbat had one of the luckiest streaks ever within like 5 turns.
Yeah, I think
Holy crap!
I think he crit 3 Stone Edges in a row and then dodged 2 whips or something. It was incredible.
Yo, I'm just happy we were seeing ORAS and Dingbat. Like, as long as I'm not playing him, like it's a good time.
So like
Just watching those games is
Parker.
hilarious.
Yeah, Gary's definitely like the better player between the two, but you just can't count out the bet because of the plot armor.
I think with this talk of RNG, we can leave it up to a coin flip. No, seriously, like I don't know. I think Gary's just better.
I think in a
but
vacuum, Gary is just
Yeah.
an absolute.
I would take Garai, honestly, just like for our prediction win rate.
yeah,
We need it badly.
we do. Cannot count out the bat though, like we've said.
He's had a
It's
pretty good tournament. I've been impressed with him. Like
He
just getting
has.
kind of thrown into black and white with literally zero expectations and holding the fort down. I've been happy with how he's been playing overall.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely impressed me playing wise, more so than I'd expect going into the tournament. Black White, like we said, already happened, so we can skip over that. We've got Osgood and DPP now versus Pearl.
It looks like we move on to ADB too.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to bold against Pearl, right? I think
No,
it's
Pearl
just him and Umbry who are
Pearl's the fucking
undefeated.
goat.
So yeah, it's hard to bold against both of them.
Yeah.
Pearl is just goated.
Yeah.
He's dumpstered everybody he's played.
It's been
Mhm.
pretty
Yeah,
dominant
we
overall.
had like a playable matchup, if you ask me, yesterday, but he just like shit on Raichi every turn.
Dismantled completely. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
dude's
one of the few
insane,
bright
I'm
spots for the
telling you.
Monsters. He's been reliable week in, week out. Him and Steve, really. I think everybody else has been struggling, as per like
How's
their
Garai?
usual form.
How has Garai been doing? Like, I don't know.
Garai,
Probably.
3-2, so like
okay.
decent. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was 2-1 in GSC and then 1-1
Yeah.
Nora.
Yeah. Okay.
hmm
And in another L by Ryan Killentime.
Damn.
Yeah.
5-0 Pearl.
Gator Shark. It's hard to top that, you know. All right, ADV will be fun because Haysup's playing it after being in DPP to start the tournament off, and he's up against
Look at the
Cam.
juggle.
Yeah, can't fault you for the juggle. I mean, Haysup's really like proven in DPP and ADV, so he can play either.
Yeah, it just like might help him find some form again if he switches tiers, we think.
hmm
Yeah, his DPP stuff has just not been good, but I don't know how to feel about his ADV stuff because a lot of times he builds like some really whack stuff and then like the other half of the time he just completely resolves the meta.
Yeah, it's off kilter for sure. I think Cam's played a decent bit of ADV himself. Like I've seen him play it in like room tours and stuff, and while the quality of those games doesn't really compare to UPL games on average, I can tell that he knows his way around the tier. And obviously he has
He
ADV
does,
support,
yeah.
but I think I want to go with Ace up here. Just because
Yeah.
proven ADV player, etc., you know?
Yeah. I've heard from Ark like twice in the past 2 weeks, or not 2 weeks, but twice in the past week. So I don't know how he's doing because apparently he's like super AFK for the Monsters and his RUPL team too. Like we dead gamed
Yeah.
this week, and I was like, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I hope he's okay.
Oh, shit. Hope he's okay.
We saw what Mickey brought last week, like the golem stuff, and I don't know how. I don't think Ark was involved with that. Like
Yeah, I don't think you would ever allow them to bring gold.
it's a subpar pick, yeah.
It was kind of creative. At least we faced a golem with explosion this week. That's like a
Yeah,
step up from the toxic protect one that Patty brought.
Boom's definitely the way to do it. I agree.
Yeah.
It was actually kind of interesting because explosion's pretty rare.
hmm All right, GSC next. We got HSA versus Bruno. I think Bruno's having a pretty tough tournament, right? 1-4, whereas HSA is
Wayne
3-1.
lose last week. I don't remember.
HSA, I think that was the Holly game, right?
No,
Yeah.
no. Bruno.
Oh, Bruno.
Did he start like 04 or 03? Like, did he win last week?
He
No, he won last
he
week.
did
That
in
was
fact
the-
won last week. Yeah, he went.
Okay, he got his first
Yeah.
win. Nice.
Can't speak, but yeah, he won against Torchic last week.
He's just had some insane chokes. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like-
pretty tough.
Uh,
So I'm setting HSA bold here.
Yeah. HSA.
It's that simple. We can move on.
HSA is like the one guy that you definitely don't want to
Yeah.
choke like that against.
Mhm. And to wrap it up, we got Mence versus Star in best of 3. And speaking of people who are struggling, I couldn't have seen
Star.
this coming, but Star is 1-4.
Yeah.
Just
I
straight
feel like
L's.
he could be doing better if
Less.
if his SM
Sorry.
game being sabotaged.
Mhm. Yeah, he's.
Didn't
It's been
realize
weird.
his SS last week. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was the rain, right? I feel like we just talked about it
Yeah, the
a few minutes
rain.
ago.
PDT just shat on him.
Yeah.
I don't think Rain is that bad, honestly, but we did have a very good matchup against it, and then
Yeah.
played insane.
You guys want to bold Mence here? I mean, they're
Yeah.
like raw potential. They're pretty similar, but Mence is just in better form. Like I think he's 2-2,
Yeah.
and I think he got unlucky against ESM. Was it in Oros? Their last game. That arrow speed or not speed tie because his was faster.
Yeah, I touched Stone Edge missed.
Yeah. I think his games have been more convincing too, just so far. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6-4. Pretty close series. Let's see how it works out. The monsters need to win, so hopefully I'm proving it wrong for IP's sake, because I want to see my guy win. But yeah, 6-4.
And you should have folded him, honestly.
As much as I like him, I'm not gonna let that impact
Excel's a snake.
the way things are going. I'm a snake. Yeah. Let's just leave it at that.
There's nothing new about it. He's a Gemini, you know?
Next up, we got the Idols versus the Smashers, and I'm gonna use a similar logic like we did in the Pro versus Osgood game, but you know it's hard to bold against one of the only two undefeated players left. So
I don't think the
Underused Bray moment.
yeah, 64 squares hasn't exactly been like great either in his games.
No. Like, he has
But-
been, like, having a couple mistakes, but, like, he's not really familiar here, so we gotta
Yeah.
work
Yeah,
on
that's
that.
like pure unfamiliarity more than anything else. Like, wasn't
Sure.
wasn't huge mechanical things. It's more just like sets and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
For sure. Yeah, for the Smasher's sake, I hope this is a little bit of a closer one, but as of now, I can't see it being as such. So we can bold Umbra and move on. They did a little swap, which I'm noticing for the first time now, actually. They took Lily out of best of 3 and swapped her with Liz, who was in SS earlier, so
I
this will be
think that's
interesting to see.
actually kind of a good move because Liz is a lot more familiar with SM than Noras,
I agree.
so I think it's
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, interested to see how that's going to work out.
Like, hasn't Lily been, like, losing almost all of her SS games?
I'm
If I think
not
back.
sure. I'm not sure. You might be right on that one, though.
Yeah, most of them. Yeah.
Versus ESM, I feel like she won the old gens but lost the SS one.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was, like, this Vanillix game, the one versus Adaam.
Oh, the stall?
And the other ones I
Yeah.
honestly don't remember.
Mm-hmm. I think, how's Udon Girl doing in SS? 0-2?
Not really.
Tough game against Frieza, though. I think there was like a major Fire Blast miss.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if we just bold Lily then. Because of the results, you know, past experience, etc. Or is it closer than that? Am I oversimplifying it?
You gotta ask the others. I'm the manager. You know I'm favoring, and there's also still
Oh, yeah, you are
biased. So
Yeah, TSR, Sage, Adam. What do you guys think?
I think Adam's gone for like 10 minutes now, by the way. He's probably like died in his car or something. But
okay.
Yeah.
that's sad.
I'd probably
That's sad.
say.
I would probably
I'd
Lily.
probably
I don't
do
know. It's
Lily.
like I want to root for Udon Girl, but it's tough. Like, she's gotten a couple bad breaks, but I don't think the play has been like
Phenomenal.
completely on
either.
block. So there's a couple things she can improve on in terms of, I think threat assessment is a big thing. Like, identifying opponents' win cons would be good. Like, I think her turn by turn has been alright, but sometimes like a long term thing will catch her up. But I would slightly lean Lily, even though Lily hasn't been in the best SS form.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I lean on Lily as well. Trust her to turn things around this week.
So we do both women SMH. Yeah, you had no choice here.
Well, 2 women,
What?
so
No. Come on now. Yeah, I mean, at least she's won in best of 3 overall.
But you bolded Umbri. Umbri's
Oh,
different.
okay.
Umbri's
Undefeated.
special, you know? You gotta bold her.
I
You just
would,
gotta bold
even
her.
if she was struggling, I would still bold her in this matchup, for the record. Anyhow,
I think there's also more like blowout potential with Lily, because she could just bring something that has like an insane matchup.
oh yeah, their
Yeah,
builds
those
are
are
going to be
the
really
right-
cool this week.
Backfire, but
Lily's definitely creative.
They both are.
it's probably.
Thanks, Udon.
It's going to be a fun one to watch for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm going to enjoy this next one too. I like these two guys a lot. We got Specs versus Dunux. How have both been doing? Let's see.
Knox is my
Specs
king.
I love Dunux, man.
Fire.
I like him a lot.
He's French. He's unbeatable.
Dunux is 3-2, while Specs is 1-1. I think I favor Dunux a bit here. Specs has looked really, really good. I didn't think he'd be this in tune with SS, but he's proven me wrong. And I'm a Specs believer, but I think Dunox is just better at UU, just in the builder, and slightly better in game too. Because he has like his own like creative handle on the meta, from what I've seen in his games, and I value that a lot.
It's like not even like the general like, oh my god, French or Jesus at SS. But
Yeah, he's got his own style. Like I don't know how exactly to describe it, but
it's pretty distinct, even among the other people doing well.
Yeah. Close one, but we can bold him. SM, we've got Santu versus Gondra. And this is a banger.
It's called Gotra, not Gondra.
Gotra. I apologize. Gotra. Gotra is 4-1, whereas Santu is 3-2, I believe. Yeah.
I think
both have been doing well.
Gondra hitting it off.
They are.
And that slot really well.
Their SM has been really fun to watch.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, I would say Gondra's games, with the exception of that week 1 game, I think all of his other games have been really on point, where he's been just in control, and I've been a fan of their builds. And Santu's like kind of similar with that description, but he's just slightly behind Gondra. I mean, with their record, of course, but just eye test too, in my opinion.
I could go on like a 7-minute monologue about Gondra, but I love the man so much. He just plays so well.
He's great. I'm glad he's having a good tournament. Yeah, we could bold them here. They're pretty similar, honestly. Like, a lot of SM matchups come down to that. But I guess we could use the record and just general form, you know, how they look as like an indicator on who to take. So we could take Gondra based off of that. This next one is a banger and a half. This might be one of the best ORAS matchups we'll ever see in this tournament, between Boof and Pack. I think
Pack's match next week against Ryan Killentime.
Yeah, that one's spicy. Wow.
Well, yeah, no, I agree. This one would be good.
I think Pax, like, when he's lost both times, it's been off of like some immense RNG.
He has not lost clean games.
Yeah. I'm not even gassing him up because he's my friend. He's been dominant. So
yeah, no, he's like the ORAS slot.
Yeah. And to be fair to Boof, like, he's been playing well as well. He got a little unfortunate last week, where I kind of robbed his chance of staying into the game. And overall, he's been playing well, but his games have been more contested, I feel, as opposed to Pac.
Yeah, Boof is like, he's also got to be confident. He like self-admittedly never beats Pac, so I feel like he's gotta work on his mentality a little bit if he wants to have better odds in this game.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just RSUU.
Pac is in fact RSUU. Yeah. Maybe they go hand in hand, like peanut butter and jelly.
Insane.
Did PDT just post his win post in the Twitch chat?
Guys, you know who
what a
else
guy.
is insane?
I love this guy.
Look at the right side of black and white.
Oh my god, it's the Tush. Isn't he 4-1 as well?
OST finalist L Black White Tush.
He is in OST finals, you're right.
Oh, Black White Mainer.
Or Black White Wings Mainer.
See, Finch is 2 and 3. I think we've said it before, where he's been uncharacteristically like struggling. Because in past tours he's had like top black white records, etc. But I don't know. I know they have Coolio in their corner, but Finch is like a decent builder on his own. He's got support through like Lily, Boof as well. Even Cole49, who's a black white UU genius. But I don't know.
I kind of like the upset here for Finch in a must-win week for his team. I don't know.
Yeah, I think overall he's stronger in black white. I know you don't, but
I think like his kind of methodical playing can maybe match up to Bush Tush's style. From what I've seen of Bush's games, like he capitalizes on misplays a lot,
Yeah.
and maybe Finch won't give him those openings
in the way they play.
For sure. Yeah, we've got like the steadier hand versus the absolute crackhead. No, I think I agree with you, Sage. I think I want to take Finch here. Predict the upset. Especially because the idols do need wins, so I want to see a closer series. I think Finch is just a slightly better black-white player as well, even with their recent form. We can bold them. DPP, we've got two struggling.
I think both slots are 0-5, possibly.
Yep.
Both slots,
yes, they are.
Yeah, between Inno and Cole.
Oh, wow.
Ouch.
It's tough to pick one.
I think Cole has more sauce, though. You know. Well, I just haven't been impressed with Void in this tier.
Yeah, the teams have been there. Like the teams I've been a fan of because I've heard they have ample support in their chat, but it hasn't translated to wins or any sort of productivity at all. Same for the idols, honestly. Yeah, it's tough.
Underfoot.
You want to bolt Cole off of the sauce factor TSR?
Yeah, I'd say so.
What is this sauce bias?
The sauce buys?
It's DPP UU. You can sauce your
Nah.
opponent up. It's
Nah.
bullshit.
As long as it's
If
not
you,
Christian.
if you want to like kill our prediction rate, you can go ahead and do that.
You're biased though.
You're
Oh.
so gonna. I'm making you responsible if
Look,
our
look,
win rate
alright,
drops
alright.
because I know my boy Void is gonna win.
If Void wins this week, you can. I'll plan out like a 5-minute segment for the next video where you can just flame me. I promise. I promise.
Now we're talking.
I
Now
mean,
we're talking.
not just that,
It
but,
has
you know,
to happen. Oh my
you
god.
comment.
I'm gonna be so prepared.
I promise. I
next
promise.
Monday.
All right.
Leave mean things about me in the comments.
Don't do this. He doesn't deserve such things. Anyhow, ADV, we got Hyoga versus Shiba. I think Hyoga's
Shiba
been.
sucks. Shiba sucks.
Shiba
I
sucks.
Yeah.
Shiba.
I would say the exact opposite. He's like probably the guy to beat in ADV.
Yeah, he's 4-1. He's having a good tournament. I think Hyoga's been bringing better teams though. Like as of late, yeah, last 2 weeks or so, he's
I
been.
had that 1 week against Patty where he just brought that spikeless Soul Rock Scyther thing. I don't
yeah.
think I liked it too much, but
Yeah, but like he also got frozen.
He did.
yeah, he did.
But yeah, hard to ignore the 4-1 ADV player who's been on a tear.
4-1 versus 1-4.
As much as I'd like to bold against him, because I despise his guts, we'll have to bold him and move on.
We all do. But like if he's on your team, you gotta root for him, you know?
Well, debatable.
Every time a big
Oh
song-
yeah, it's debatable, but like, you know, you don't really root for him. You just root that he gets a win for your team. That's
I
kind of
root
like
for his King's
folklore.
Guns not to get a crit. That's what ADV is. And I don't click
It's
him.
bound to happen. It is bound to happen. PDT, we talked about your match earlier versus LLH. How do you feel, bro?
Dude, I'm so screwed.
You're so screwed.
What? What?
Dude, LNH is a fucking god, dude.
You're gonna give your manager a heart attack, bro. I'm not gonna be able to have him come on for the next video.
Dude, LNH is like probably the strongest opponent I could have faced in all the pools.
Oh my goodness.
Like,
I'm
rude.
scared of him.
I hope he doesn't disappoint you on that end.
Why is PDT boofing right now?
Right? This is like
I'm
so
not
uncharacteristic of
used
him.
to
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Not
heard these
used to
stories like if someone uses
Bro.
cheese against him, then he like amps it up 12 notches. But if he's facing
No,
LH,
Jackson-
then no.
Like
No, LNH is like one of my oldest friends on the site. Like, I think I've known him since maybe 2016. So it should be an interesting matchup.
You're that much of a boomer? What the fuck? Why didn't I know that?
Yeah, PDT was a fetus at the time too.
He was born before you, Clark.
Yeah, maybe on this side.
Alright. GS2, we got Gorgie versus Inder. Inder's been picking up some wins as of late, and I'm really
Inder's
like
my
happy to see
guy.
him doing well. Yeah, 3-2. Look at that.
Goat.
and someone
Inder goat. Inder fucking goat.
And Gorgie's also 3-2.
I would probably take
Oh,
Gorgie
so-
in this matchup, but my boy Inder, I got you for you, FPO. You better help out my GSC slot, man. I'm cheering for you.
Yeah, he's been solid in his wins. I've like seeing it, but yeah, Gorgie's just a
Gorgie's
unit.
been more dominant, and he got pretty unlucky last week versus the show, even though his matchup wasn't the best. Kind of robbed him of a cleaner game. Like, his Politoed didn't really get a chance because it had to solo, like, 4 Pokemon by itself, and that obviously
Yeah.
didn't end up happening.
Lovely kiss, return loops, yeah.
you don't get to
That
to
game
be
was
lucky
something.
against the show.
I've mostly liked his teams, too, except for the Blossom one. That one was pretty bad, but the others
weak
have been
one.
good.
Yeah, it's been impressive because of like the lack of apparent GSC support on his team, but Gorgie's been doing really well to prove me wrong.
I think,
Well,
like,
he's
his
definitely like
his
played this year before he knows
experience
what
can
he's
pick
doing.
it up. He played it in, like, the dinosaur times, so...
Yeah, he's
Oh,
he
okay, okay.
played
Just
it
like
when
a
he was
tap.
current gen.
I knew he was an OU guy, but I didn't know how involved he was with like UU.
He I think I looked this up before, but his join date is like December 2005.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very
Sounds
similar to Mr. Numbers type going day.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's been around long enough to know what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can take the experience here. I'm down for that. And
I
then
saw him before Clark was born. That's pretty impressive.
I agree.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, best of 3. We got Liz versus Rub.
This is another best of 3 that's going to come down to like one game that could go either way.
I would vote
Like-
Rob.
SS, we
Like,
probably
I
favor
don't
Liz,
think-
but then SM and ORS, right? I think Rob has the edge.
Well,
I favor Rob because I favor his playstyle versus Liz's playstyle.
yeah, I think Rob has like a slight edge in Oras, and then because Liz knows what she's doing in Oras too. So like Rob's got the pack support, of course, but it's not literally everything.
Mm-hmm. I think as far as SS is concerned, like I know building and like expecting certain matchups can be a headache, but in terms of like how the games are actually played, like I get the vibe that there's like a lot more room like for error compared to tiers like SM or ORS where every small interaction does add up and count. I think, yeah, like you guys said, Rob's just been doing it for so long. He's just really good.
Rob was just destroyed by PDT for SMPL, so you never know.
That was a close game.
Yeah, no, that was actually a good game.
I'm gonna have to watch that. Yeah, as soon as we're done.
Yeah, it was a close
I
game.
saw you drop the win post in in the Twitch chat. Your feed.
I thought my matchup was kind of bad, but we take him. So
You take those.
So, if
What's up?
Bush wins versus Finchinator, am I allowed to trash talk you two next week?
Your segment gets bumped up to 10 minutes then. Up from 5 to 10.
And if only Bush wins, then it's still 5 minutes because you don't go against the Bush and Black White.
Yeah, you get somewhere between like 0 to 10 minutes of flame time.
Okay.
All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this 5-5?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, not what both teams are looking for, but that's how it goes
that's
sometimes.
what my team was looking
Don't worry. Void
Oh, that's what my team's looking for, too.
So you'll get flamed
Yeah.
next week.
And
My team is looking for this right now.
the last series for today, we've got the ladies versus the friends. And since I'm involved here, I'm going to take a step back. I'll let you guys take the wheel.
Raptor versus Meru. What a matchup.
That is a matchup.
So Raptor picked up his first win last week. He's 1-3
Best
overall.
of 3.
Oh yeah, they're shuffling, cause they're in assumedly so
Oh yeah, they're in, huh?
they
Yeah,
can
they
shuffle.
control a little bit and be fine.
And Pip's not even playing.
Their records are actually reversed. Meru's 3-1 and Raptor's 1-3. So make of that what you will.
I think I favor Meru here.
Yeah, probably. I think Raptors kind of getting matchup unfamiliarity, and so people are just kind of like bringing the bullshit against him, and it's working out.
I also take the friends like SS over the ladies SS. Like ladies SS has just been like kind of whatever. And friends SS has
And again,
been
they
pretty
might
good.
bring teams, but that's actually more dangerous.
Yeah. But I think skill playing wise, they're about the same.
Yeah, pretty
Raptor
pretty
maybe a little
competent.
And like raw skill.
Yeah. And like Raptor can definitely take it. I think it just depends on the matchup.
Yeah, fair point. We got Freezeye versus Expulso up next. I think Expulso's still undefeated. 3-0.
Yeah, lucky bitch.
Like luck
Bit of a
2
fraud.
times. Luck 2 times.
I think Freezeye has the same number of wins, but he has 2 more losses to round out his record.
I haven't been super impressed with Freezeye the last few weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah, he started off pretty strong, but
he has been slowing down as of late. I think one of those games was against Umbri, so you can't fault him too much.
I mean,
But the other one for sure.
He also stacked like half his team to a tank growth from
The Tangrowth.
preview.
Yeah, the Tangrowth just swept when it absolutely shouldn't have.
Yo, one
Here's the
question:
difference.
Are the friends? Are they like? Did they clutch already, or?
They're done. Yeah, they're qualified.
9 points. Yeah,
Oh, they're
usually it's
qualified,
around
that's
like
why
8.
Fifth isn't playing. Okay.
Mhm.
I was just wondering.
Usually the threshold's like around 8 points or so, but yeah, with 9 they should be good.
Okay.
They're 100% with 9.
Okay, nice.
I think Expulso is a lucky piece of shit, but they're about the same in skill level. I think Freezeye has more experience overall.
And more
just
views. Yeah.
in tournaments. But I think I favor Expulso in this one. I think he's just like more motivated to learn the tier and is like less likely to make mistakes like stacking half your team to a 10 grand.
That's fair. I can't speak against that logic. You're right.
This one's a toss up too, though. It's
pretty close. Yeah, they're both players who can like pop off in like spurts here and there, right? Like random spurts of aggression.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
I'd agree.
We can go with Expulso. To round SS out, I mean, we've got Moot versus Mind Knight.
The easiest god moot bolt of my life.
Yeah, I take Moot here. I love Mind, but I think Moot's just a stronger player.
I don't think Mind has played, or he played once, didn't he?
He played
in one game and he got hacked, if I remember right.
He won again.
I think he won. Quilly. Oh, Quilly, that was the doubles, not the double sub. I think they subbed on the Stars end. They intended to play Mind Knight.
He was the one who hacked. That's what I was remembering.
Yeah, I remember this one.
Then we were like really behind, and then we actually kind of threw the end game because Vinkun could have.
You have like a sweet coon that won? Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it could have easily PP stalled the Hatterene.
Alright, Moot then? You guys find it?
Yeah, Moot's a safe bet here.
Let's pull the God Moot.
Alright. SM, we've got Remelost versus ODR.
Oh my god.
SM experts in the call, what do you think?
Okay, so there's
Rambo?
like a... Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say there's like a 95% chance ODR uses like 4 Argumons in this since RDN. So...
That's a good point.
See a return of the Vivillon Glalie offense? I think we could.
Yeah, you might.
There's definitely pressure on both sides.
I think it's pretty even between the two in general. Just like if Ramos can use a much better team, it's hard not to go with him, right?
I think Ramo needs to stop bringing like dog shit to Blade, and then he'll probably start winning more. And then ODR has been winning some games that I thought he should be losing. So,
I think his game versus average came down to like some unfavorable roll, right? Wasn't it like 20-30% or something? Something low.
Yeah, he made a misplay.
He took that game, I'm pretty sure. I thought he had a 100% win in that game.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he threw.
He did.
ODR is definitely just gonna bring some random shit. I think I would take Ramo probably.
Fair.
Yeah, like his game last week came down to like a Gigavolt Latias roll that was like 80% our favor that he absolutely did not need to because I think was it?
Should have went Lottie first.
Yeah, there was some sequence he could have done which avoided things that let us get back in the game kind of, but Avarice didn't play the early game very well, which kind of gave him the lead in the first place.
Fault on
I
both
think
sides.
ODR has a higher ceiling, but Remo is better as some of them.
I would agree. ODR has a higher ceiling as well. I'm really high on him. But yeah, we can go with Remo. Next up, we got... I don't know who this guy is. He's the plot armor guy versus TJ. Plot armor has to run out at some point.
Semis, old TJ.
I love TJ, but like I've never seen him play RSTU, so...
He played it in best of 3 last week.
Gotta vote the plot armor.
Even if this guy gets really lucky again, I think he's got a little bit of meta knowledge over the Strap Junior.
The Strap Junior? Is that what TJ stands for?
Junior.
It is. It is in fact what TJ stands for.
If you say so. Yeah, I hate being bolded, but
I think so here.
I hate you guys. Black White, we've got Alcyone versus Crying. And I think Crying was their Black White replacement, so interesting to see how he does.
My friends literally just copied my fucking draft. Like I drafted.
Oh yeah, I know you're high on him.
UFPL.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my guy. Like I drafted for UFPL for Black White, and they just literally copied me. So I guess I'll have to go for crying here.
I mean, that's Exodia right there. He doesn't get unlucky.
I think, alright, let me put it into perspective here. Just try to be a little unbiased. But Alkion was also like a mid-season pickup for us, because one of our players wasn't available. Against Bush, he got a little lucky here and there, which was enough to sway the game. I think Bush might have taken it if it wasn't for that. And in his game against Finch last week, I think Finch had one more return of rain left with his Specs Kendra, while Alkion sent out an Umbreon, and he didn't protect for some reason. So the Umbreon ended up dying to like a crit Hydro, which he didn't have the risk at all, but yeah. So some missteps have been made.
Oh, I saw that game.
Yeah.
Crying
As for Crying,
like,
I haven't seen any like Black White. He might have played week 1 of UFPL, but I haven't seen that game. So I can't comment on that.
He won last week, UFPL.
He also made top 8 of the Black and White ZU tournament, for what it's worth, so at least familiar with the mechanics of the generation.
True.
I mean, he's played the tier for a long time. He just hasn't played the tier in a while.
Gotcha.
Or she, sorry.
She, my bad. Alright.
But she's like very good at Pokemon, so I wouldn't count her out in matchup.
Yeah. I think if Alkion doesn't get lucky, then yeah. Like, even his like first game against Bush, he like actively choked it and just got rewarded.
Alkion is kind of a wild card, honestly.
Yeah.
Seeing as Crying hasn't played a UPL game before, and Alkion has played a lot, I think I'll take Alkion with the experience, but like, it's definitely a toss-up.
I'm fine flipping this, honestly. I rate Crying as a player a little bit more than Alki.
It's tough to call for sure.
I agree.
I'm down to flip too.
Alkion's heads, Crying is tails. Let's see what we got. It's heads, so I guess we'll both the experience, which might not be a bad call in hindsight.
Exodia never loses.
Exodia plus coin flip. Well, they're kind of synonymous, right? Exodia in Pokemon terms, but yeah. Anyhow. DPP, we got Thiago versus LPZ. I think both of these players are 4-1.
I gotta go with my boy Silva in this matchup.
Yeah, they're both 4-1.
This is a heat matchup, by the way.
It is, yeah. For sure.
TSR, give you take.
You're the DPP expert here. What do you think?
I think they use like pretty similar teams, so that should be pretty interesting. I'd probably say Thiago could probably outplay a little bit more. He's usually just more aggressive.
That was my thought too. That Thiago outplays more.
Yeah, this is pretty even. Are they really both 4-1?
They're both 4-1. Yeah, DPP is pretty top heavy. Well, it doesn't help that, you know, idols and smashers are struggling. Yeah, so it's bound to happen. They're really top heavy. 2 4-1s, and then Pro is obviously 5-0. Thiago, then? I think I've heard a little more support for him. But from the outside looking in, this is really even. Yeah.
I think just the way they play, Thiago might have a little bit of an advantage.
Fair enough. Alright, Thiago it is then.
I don't know. I think that's about as even as it gets. But
yeah, really tough to call.
If we do have to predict one, then what I'll say.
ADV, we've got Rosie versus Fatty. I think Rosie picked up a win last week, but in general he's off to a rough start, 2-3. Still treading a little bit of water though. Fatty is 4-1. Yeah. He's looking to be worth every single penny of that 25.5.
That 25.5k right there.
He's worth it. Absolutely worth it.
Fatty's like, he's just so consistent, like in any team he plays. And I think he's like leveled up from like even like the past couple years. Like he's just like even more precise.
Yeah, his form is very strong right now.
as weird as it is to say, I think his builds have gotten better too. Like I don't know if anyone else has noticed that, but before he like would go off the deep end a little bit in ADV and DPP, I mean, and use like certain mods that other people wouldn't be willing to use. Like I know ADV he used like Polyref in ADVPL last week, and it had people scratching their heads because it's not too great in the Vileplume tier. But
don't
yeah,
forget Golem.
and Golem. But yeah, I think his builds
He
got
absolutely
got
should
better.
not have won the week we played. But
Versus Plaz.
Yeah, Plaz just made like a very uncharacteristic joke.
Credit to Fadion for being in that position, I guess. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot more support for Fatty, so we can go with him.
Yeah, take Fatty.
Yeah, like I think his ADV teams are kind of like weird, but they're pretty functional still for the most part.
For sure. GSU, we've got the twins separated at birth. We've got the show versus Holly.
This is a banger.
Oh boy.
Let's see.
It's a good fucking matchup.
It is. It's about as fun as GSU gets matchup-wise. We're gonna see a fun game for sure.
I'm just gonna fucking cry when this wonderful matchup gets ruined by dice rolls.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't.
Oh, I didn't notice the CEO version of the show. I'm late.
Mm-hmm.
The highlight of the year, honestly.
Yeah, this might be the best U tournament game all year.
And you know,
what's
I
that?
created the show
Never
bandwagon.
know.
Like I was at the back of my boy.
What's
Like
the records?
They're both 3 and 2.
3 and 2.
I don't think this deserves anything less than a coin flip.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah?
I've been slightly more impressed by Holly playing-wise, but I think SRS's builds have been better, so it could go either way.
Where the fuck is the show bias? You kidding me?
But that's
I
also
mean,
the CEO.
I have to stay quiet because it's my series, but you know I'm biased for the show. 24/7.
We say this every week, but Holly, she literally has a Discord extension that highlights her when someone says GSCUU.
Oh shoot!
And the only person saying GSU is the show.
All right, we gotta coin flip this. This is going back and forth.
Argument. That's a good argument. Gotta say.
That is very true. That is
good.
The coin favors
I
Holly.
feel like Pac has just like made the final statement. Actually, maybe we don't need to coin flip at all.
Nah, it's been going back and forth this whole time. I flipped it.
Holly because
We're taking Holly.
Torchic beat Holly and the show beat Torchic. And Torchic is the
Yeah,
best.
so.
So,
It's okay, Clark. You're gonna get your segment next week. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Mhm.
All right, and to wrap up the
That's
video,
the
we've
win
got
as well.
a little more shuffling here in best of 3. We got Adaam versus Chite.
this fucking clown, dude.
So who knows what Chite's gonna bring in SS and SM, but or as
Not
for
a
sure,
soul
you know what to
knows.
expect.
Well, we could also just
I-
make a call bias here and just say that guy left earlier, even though he wasn't in the car, and left us alone. Just like hasn't been good either.
But we also have to bold our
was in his car
or
because
raise our prediction rate. You know.
he is too busy.
You got a fair point. You got a fair point. Yeah. You got a
I
fair
think
point.
Adam is better at UU, but he's also weak to crack. And Chai is the one that's smoking that shit every week.
He's the prince of crack. Yeah. He's the crack prince.
Absolute bullshit to all three. And
Yeah, and that's kind of scary, but I think I would still take Adam in the matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably sums up
like,
how
I don't
everybody
think
here
Adam will
feels.
lose if he keeps his head on his shoulders. But I would imagine it's pretty easy to get tilted midway through
Oh yeah.
a series against that
Yeah.
man.
It'll be a fun one to watch for sure. I think that's another 6-4. We'll take it. We need a win badly. And yeah, to wrap it up, we're predicting the Stars, the Sisters, and Ladies to win, with the Idols and Smashers tying. So close series all around. Some teams are in must-win situations, like I think the Stars, Idols, and
And the Idols.
cool.
and
Let's go.
Ladies. The Monsters as well. They definitely need wins this week, so we'll see how it all pans out. But yeah, before we wrap up the video, any closing thoughts? Anything anyone want to add before we wrap it up?
Stars, if you don't win, I'm gonna cut your throats. Let's fucking go.
Hell yeah. Void just wins, so I get my segment next week. Thank you.
I'm in for the Ganja show.
Uh,
I'm ready for the
IP
content.
sucks. No one said that, so
IP sucks.
we'll do
Yeah,
that
it has to happen once a video. But yeah, with that,
You say that like a lot during our predictions for his game.
we might have. I'm
I'm
gonna have to.
pretty sure it could
I don't remember, but like just
We
to
might
remind
have.
our viewers, you know.
You can never hear it enough, honestly.
Yeah.
And with that, we'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for coming along. See you guys later. Peace.
The